Hello, my name is Rap. Welcome to my new video. Today I'm going to do a different thing. In these last days I've been discussing with some friends about survival. Um, before I start, I just want to say this is not about the right or the wrong way to play survival. Each one have their own way to play when playing alone. I know that are some players that have a hard time to stay longer when playing alone, mostly because of the oxygen. So I am a player that I don't have any problem to share my knowledge. If the others do the same as me, well, I don't feel bad. It's exactly the contrary. I feel good if I could help someone to achieve anything. It doesn't. So the purpose of this is not to say this is the right or the wrong. This is my way to play survival, and I decided to share it only to help the ones who have difficulty to stay much further when playing alone. If you are a player that you last long alone, well, good for you, so you don't have any problems. But there are players that have problems, and this is meant to help them. It's not a way to say that I'm right and the others are wrong. It's all about interpretation. So, well, I decided to go with Loki mostly because invisibility. That way I can explain things and don't have to run from the enemy. So it's mostly because of that. It is also a easy way to play survival. Everyone knows that Loki is the easy way to target a very high time, mostly because invisibility. If the enemies can't see you, they can't kill you. So, but it depends from your objective. If you want to have fun, I mostly go with Rhino, Hamber, uh, that kind of frame. But if I want to target a very high time, I'll go with Loki because it's the easy way to achieve that. Well, I'm not going to talk about weapons because this is not important. I'm going to choose Phobos because Phobos is the most hard map. Because not only because of the enemies, but mostly because of the oxygen. Most of the rooms only have two pods, and Lotus, if you don't activate any pod, Lotus can only full one room and half of the other, and stack only one pod until you activate the first one. But I'll explain that in gameplay. That is better than explaining right now. Okay, it can be sticky. This is my second video because in the first one I was recording and my room in my disc ended and the video ended at the middle and I didn't notice. So when I go to extraction, I extract, I'm going to see the video and I only had 32 minutes recorded. So I have to start over again. Okay, I'm going to refill my energy because I'm not even using energy siphon in this build of Loki. So I'm going to rely on energy refiller if the enemies don't drop energy orbs. I usually do this when before I start. I usually full my energy because I'm going to rely on my ability. Okay, it's enough. This map is just I was saying. This map it's the most hard, mostly because of the oxygen and also the enemies. The aliens are a very nightmare to Loki or any other frame like Loki that is very weak, very low health and shields. The aliens are a nightmare. Okay, the first thing I advise you is to learn the time between the drops of the pods by launch. This is very important because she's going to fool the first room and half of the second, and then she stopped dropping pods, and she only can stack up one pod ready to be dropped. So you have to rely on that. Now at first it's very easy because almost every enemy drops a capsule. Even that, for the ones who are used to play survival, you know that even the capsules have chances, and it's like this. The first 10 minutes you kill 10 enemies, they drop 8 capsules. Between 10 minutes and 20 minutes you kill 10 enemies, they drop 5 capsules. Between the 20 minutes and half an hour you kill 10 enemies, they drop 3 capsules. After an half an hour you kill 10 enemies, they drop 1 capsule. It's not exactly like this, but it's closely, because when how much time you survive in here, less chance you get by killing an enemy. That's why survival solo is very hard. It's mostly because of the oxygen, not so because of the enemies, but because of the oxygen. Because when in a full party you have 4 players, you are dealing with 4 different chances of dropping oxygen. So it's more easy when are 4 players or 3 players involved than when we are alone. But there are ways, or there are tactics you can use to minimize that difficulty. And I usually play the same way. We are playing in Phobos, but I usually play the same way in every map when I'm playing alone. If I'm in a party, I'm not worried about tactics, because if we are playing with friends, they usually play the same way we know the way we are used to play. When we are playing with randoms, it's different, because everyone have his way to play, so, and their way can be different from yours, so it's different. We only play to last 15 minutes, so it's not a big issue to do 15 minutes. Even the pods that Lotus drop are enough for that, so it's not a big issue. These guys, the aliens, are a nightmare for Warframes like Loki, because of the rockets. When you kill a alien, the rocket always come explode near you. It's very annoying. Even if you kill them very far, it's usually have a ridiculous radius. So it's mostly because this is tight corridor, so the explosion catch you one way or another, so it's very annoying. Okay, I'm going to near the pods because I want to see which part of the map is. There are parts that are more easy for what we are going to do, so I have to use a health refiller, because this thing dropped my health very low. Never kill aliens very close to you because of the explosion.
Warning. Heavy Grineer approaching.
Okay, let's see which part of the map we have the pods.
Another life support capsule is now available. When you need it, extraction is ready.
Wow.
The operative has just made their first discovery. Keep up the good work.
Okay, we have 2 pods here. We are going to concentrate in these 2 pods. I'm going to camp here. I'm not going to the other side. I have pods in the other side. I think Lotus cannot drop any more pods, so I'm going to activate this one to see. She can only stack 1 pod.
That should keep you going for a while.
Okay, I'm going
Extraction is ready.
I'm going to activate this one. I'm not going to let it drop too much because solo it's very difficult to recover.
Additional life support.
Okay, now you have to see the time. That's why I was saying to know the time it takes for she to drop a pod, because now you are only going to activate that pod when the other is ready to be dropped. It's for you to stay in this area and don't need to leave here. So let's see if the enemies help too, because we are depending from the capsules. Of course, being with Loki helps a lot because I'm invisible, they can't see me, so I kill them very easily. That's why I say play survival with Loki, it's easy mode. But with a different frame it's the same. The only difference is you have to be quick to take enemies down because they can see you, but it's exactly the same thing. I played the same thing. My last game I did with Amber, and it's exactly the same thing. You see? The other was already ready to be dropped, and this is the thing you have to do. To camp in a place, yeah, of course you are depending off these drops, but you know that survival have lots of issues with the EA spaw, so if you stay in one place it's better because it always have enemies for you to kill. Now I'll try to last enough time to, when I activate that one, she drop another there. And this is the way I play, mostly when I'm playing alone. Because I don't need to be running for another part of the map to activate. And I still have the other ones in the other room for when I go to extraction to activate and have enough oxygen to reach extraction. So I'm not going to do too much a higher time, because that's not the point. The point is only to show this. Believe me, you will have a less harder time when playing alone. You see, the other one is already there, and I play this way. I only activate if I'm not forced to, of course, because you are also dependent from the enemy drops. But it's still early in the game, and the enemies drop capsules that survival like this. They have different chances at different times of the game. At start, almost every enemy drop a capsule. After some point, almost any enemy drops a capsule. You have to kill 15-20 enemies to get a capsule of oxygen. Okay, I'm going to activate. Don't let the time drop too low, because it's very difficult to recover alone. It's very hard.
Additional life support has arrived. Warning. Heavy Grenier approaching. You are surrounded by enemy Marines.
Okay, I'm going to activate now. I don't want it to drop too low.
Life support has been replenished.
Now enemies are dropping paws. Oh, I had to talk sooner. The other one wasn't ready yet, but I had to activate. I didn't want to.
Another life support capsule.
Oh, it's already there. And it's mostly this. Even if you don't be with Loki, it's the same thing. The only difference is you have to kill enemies quicker because they know where you are. And with Loki, no. You are invisible, so they don't know where you are. It's more easy, but it's practically the same thing. I usually camp in one place and play with this thing. The best place to do this is in a room where you have 3 capsules, because 3 capsules you always have 2. You activate one. When you activate the second, if Lotus already spawn all the capsules, you always have 2 to maneuver. Here it's more hard, because you only have 2 capsules, and for she to drop another you have to activate that one. Okay, I'm going to activate now to let. I think it's enough. She already have the other ready, mostly. the other one there, and this is the best way to play alone, at least that I know. I try to play alone like we play when we are in a party, and we lose too much time. If now let's suppose that I activated that pod and start running to the other room, where are the others? The problem is the enemies are spawning here. Sorry. The enemies are spawning here. If I move it to the other room, the time for them to start the spaw, I lose it almost the oxygen I stack up now. I'm in 68 and have a pod there. If I move it to the other room, I would be forced, when I reach the other room where are the pods, I would be forced to activate another, and then I had to run from that side to this side and this side to that side. And in a party it's not a problem, because there are 4 players. There are 4 different chances from getting capsules from enemies, so it's different. But alone you lose too much time, and you are forced to extract before you want to, mostly because you don't have oxygen. Okay, I'm at 48, but I'm going to activate this capsule, because the game doesn't stack up more than 1 capsule, so it's not, I don't gain anything for only activate when I'm low, because as you see I already have that one, and now I have a even better oxygen that I had before I reached this place. So it's the only way you have to stack up oxygen, because you're going to need it. After a while enemies will stop dropping capsules, and you need to activate the pod more frequently. So it's better for you to have a higher oxygen than a low oxygen, or you will be forced to move to the other section of the map, and I don't want to do that just now. I'm only going to go for the second key. I'm not going to do much more time, because it's not the purpose of the video, and I'm not here to beat any record of the leaderboard, so I don't I don't give any importance to that. But this is only to show this. I think 35 it's what I usually do alone to get 2 keys. Sometimes I have conditions to do more, but I usually don't go beyond 40 minutes alone, because the enemies at that point are very hard to kill. It's very boring to do that alone. If I'm with friends, I usually want to stay the much longer as possible, but alone, because they start to be very sponges. You have, and I'm with Bragg, which is a big help, since Bragg it's very powerful. But after some point, I think it's not fun. It's even with Loki being invisible and don't taking too many chances, but it's not. With friends it's fun. Alone I'm only go to the 35 to get 2 keys. Sometimes I go to the 40 minutes, but very few times. I usually go 35. Sometimes I don't reach the 35 because I made a mistake, and after some points the mistakes usually end up you extracting sooner than you wanted. But it's part of the game. Okay, I lost how much time it passed, but I'm going to activate now to see. I think the other one is already ready, but
Should keep you going for a while. Another life support
okay,
is now available.
is here. This is mostly this. I only move to the other side when I go to extraction. If things go as we plan, of course, but it usually, if you remain in one place, you don't have problems with the spaw of the enemies, and you get enough oxygen to get the two keys. So we are already at 20 minutes and we have half of the oxygen and one pod here, another one ready to be dropped, and two, I don't know if the other room is one of two or three, but two on the other room, so it's more than enough if we get things controlled. Now it also depends from enemy drops, of course, but sometimes the game is is hard because you kill enemies and they don't drop anything. Okay, I'm not going to let it go beyond 30, so I'm going to activate this one right now.
That should keep you going for a while. I've delivered another life support capsule.
Oh. As you guys see, now enemies don't drop capsules. It's the only annoying thing. Oh. Ah, the proc is going to kill me. Ah.
That should keep you going.
Now this is something annoying because when you are with Loki you have to be careful with invisibility, because if you have eviscerator near you they will drop your health very low. So well, I had to activate the capsule and the other one wasn't ready yet, so now things become more hard because I lost too much time. And now the enemies don't drop too much capsules. It's very hard to recover time, but
I've delivered another life support capsule.
the proc it's annoying. You see the damage the proc did to me? Almost killed me. If I hadn't used the team refiller, the proc had killed me. It does insane damage. This is too much. I think this bleed proc from the eviscerator is just insane. For a frame like Loki that is too weak, have low shields, low health, and I'm even using vigor in this configuration, mostly because of the eviscerator. If I had the normal Loki without vigor, that bleed proc had killed me.
Hold out as long as you can.
Okay, I think it passed enough time for Lotus to have another to be dropped. This is the most important thing you have to learn, because for you to stay in the same place, it's better to have always a life support ready to be dropped. It's already here. Keep in mind that after the 20 minutes, the enemies do a lot of damage. So even if you are with Loki or with other frame, you have to be careful with especially aliens and eviscerators, because they do a lot of damage at this point. Any frame that isn't Rhino or Frost, that are more tanky frames and have a higher armor, you have to be very quick to take down the high priority targets. Okay, I'm going to activate. The other one is ready.
Activated. Additional life support has arrived.
Okay, it's here. Always activate when you are sure that the other one is ready. Always activate. Don't let the oxygen drop too low, because at this point you have phases that the enemies drop a lot of capsules, or they may not drop capsules, and you are forced to leave this place and go to the other. And things become to be more hard if you change place, because of the things I already said. The enemy spawns have very issues, and sometimes they take too much time to spawn and you lose too much time, and without enemies you have to use capsules. You don't have any choice. Okay, I'm going to activate. I think the other one is ready.
That should keep you going for a while. I've delivered another life support capsule.
Okay, I'm going to activate this one. I think the other one is already ready.
Support activated.
I'm only going to do 35 minutes, so I still have the others, but I'm keeping that for when I go to extraction, so oh, it wasn't ready yet.
Another life support
Ah.
capsule is now available.
She took a little more time to spawn the capsule, but sometimes it happens. I sometimes lose notion of the time and I activate the capsule and the other one isn't ready yet, but it happens. Sometimes it happens, but mostly when I do this, I always do the time I want to do, so I never have to extract before the target time. Mostly because these prevent most of the issues the game have in survival, but it's a little annoying to have to stay at one place to make things work, but it's better this way, and you make the time you want to make, and then you play and have to extract because you don't have oxygen and you have to play again.
You are surrounded by Premier Marines.
Okay, I'm going to activate this one.
Life support has been replenished. I've delivered another life support capsule.
The proc is insane. This proc from the eviscerators. You see, now enemies don't drop capsules anymore. Oh, I talk it and the game drop it 2 capsules. This is very funny.
Prepare for life support.
Okay, when I activate that one, I'll go to extraction. I think this is enough. I still have the other ones in the other side, but this is exactly the same thing over and over. I'll try to keep things this way, and I only move if I'm forced to. Or, of course, if I reach the target time, I will move to extraction.
Life support activated.
Okay, now I'm going to move. You see, I have these 2 here, which give me more than enough time to reach extraction.
Life support has been replenished. Marines inbound.
Now they are more hard to kill, because they have a stronger armor, but
Get ready for a capsule.
you see how this proc is insane. This is insane, man.
Life support capsule.
This damage is insane. This is the only thing you have to be careful, is not to lose invisibility in front of a eviscerator. Because that means you will lose a life. There's no... Oh, I forgot about the pod.
We will all share this bounty. Hold out as long as you can.
Well, I'm going to extraction.
That should keep you going for a while.
I think this is enough, but I already lost a life. This is the problem of losing visibility in the front of a eviscerator. It's very hard. At this point, one blade or kill you instantly, like it did to me, or it made the proc, and the proc will kill you if you don't use a team refiller. The proc will kill you. Well, this is the way I play. I play survival alone. I usually play until 35, 40 at most, because alone I don't like to play much higher. As you were seeing, it's very hard to kill them at this point, and it's more an annoyment than fun. This helped me to play survival alone, targeting a higher time. I hope it helps some of you. Thanks for watching. Until the next video, see you around.